Hello, my beautiful and shredded scholars. Thank you for joining me for part 3 of the Cultivating Mass series. It has been a long time, a lot has happened, and I'm going to take you through all of the transformation that I've experienced thus far. We gained a lot of weight, gained a lot of strength, then summer came around and I decided to get shredded. So I'm going to give you all a little bit of a physique update. I'm going to take you through today's workout, and I hope that you enjoy. A lot of my training recently has been focused on getting a one-arm pull-up and a handstand push-up. I've done calisthenics for literally 12 years, but I've never dedicated my time towards those two exercises. I've always preferred weighted dips and weighted pull-ups to one-arm pull-ups and handstand push-ups. But I will be prioritizing the one-arm pull-up and the handstand push-up because those are my goals for this year. I've been using this band to help me do one-arm pull-ups. I'll just throw it on the bar here, loop it underneath my leg, get a good grip. Now, I don't put both legs in this because I like to squeeze it with my other foot so that I'm not at risk of the band slipping off and popping me in the face. So I'll come down, squeeze my legs together, use that one arm. Still trying to get the balance of things. You may have noticed that I haven't been very active online recently. And there's good reason for that. I can assure you that I will be churning out lots of quality content in the near future, and I'd like to shed some light on our current situation so that you understand where I'm coming from. We are in the home stretch of pregnancy. We are expecting our beautiful baby boy to be born in about 6 weeks, and a lot of my time recently has been spent preparing his arrival. God has blessed us with a wonderful opportunity to have a house built. However, the house is about 2.5 hours from where we live currently, so a lot of our time has been spent packing up our belongings and transporting them to and from the new house. I've been focused on balancing my responsibility as a husband, a future father, and a full-time coach with content creation. Because this is my passion. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love providing free value. I love the community that we have cultivated. I love keeping in contact with each and every one of you. I love answering your comments and reading through and seeing you guys interact with each other. It really brightens my day. However, with the responsibilities that I've got, it's become increasingly more difficult to devote the amount of time that I would like to this community. That brings us to where we are now. I have the wonderful opportunity to bring on an editor to help me expand this empire and uplift each and every one of us. It's super exciting. I know that it's going to help me open up my schedule and explore more of the creative side of things and delegate out the responsibility of editing. Now, there are still going to be lots of things that I have to do myself from a creative perspective, but hiring someone who's better than you is ultimately what being a good business owner is. Running a successful business means understanding when to expand and where to delegate. I understand that for this channel to continue to grow at the pace that I would like for it to, at the pace that I believe y'all deserve, I need to expand my team, and I need to bring on an editor. That's how we're going to expand this empire. I truly am excited for what lies ahead, and I appreciate you being along with me every step of the way. When I started the Cultivating Mass series, my expectation was that this would be an outlet for me to track my process through the transitioning out of the firefighting career and back into full-time personal training. You see, when I was a firefighter, I had over-invested into my stamina at the detriment of my strength. So I felt like I was super lean, but weak. I could work forever, but I couldn't lift what I would like to lift. So the first 2 episodes of this series were me devoting myself to putting on as much muscle mass and strength and size as possible in the shortest amount of time. Now, that comes to the detriment of cardio. Obviously, the two are inversely related. The stronger you are, the worse your cardio probably is. The better your cardio is, the less strength you'll probably have. That's just the way of the world. However, my goal is to cultivate a balance, a blend of the 3 most fundamental physical expressions. I believe strength is important, I believe speed is important, and I believe stamina is important. I believe that it's important to invest equally into strength, speed, and stamina if you want to be a well-rounded and physically fit human being. I think functional fitness gets a bad rap because so many people do stupid exercises that are gimmicky just so they can get views on social media. Me sharing my experience and my transformation in this series is to impart unto you wisdom that I have gained from my own losses. I would like to take my losses and turn them into lessons and share that with you. All right, it's time to step it up a notch. I know those last few reps were not super controlled. I'm still getting used to how the band helps me balance, so it looks kind of awkward right now, but it'll get better with time. I'm gonna move on to negatives using one arm. I'm literally just gonna jump up, squeeze as tight as I can, and try to control my descent as much as possible. Just getting used to having the weight on one arm. Dang, I'm gonna take a little rest. Go back for another set here in a little bit. It's a shock to the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists to have that much weight yanking on the arm, so I'm trying to build my tolerance to it. What I've been doing to train my handstand push-up is spending some days focused on strength, some days focused on stability, until it gets to the point where I can hold for 15, 20 seconds, then I'll start to incorporate the two. So what I've been doing is backing up against the wall and then doing presses from here. My hope is that this series will serve you well in providing you with knowledge gained from my own experience, and that hopefully you can learn from what I've done and not make the same mistakes, and maybe copy some of the habits or techniques that I use to drive progress. My goal right now has shifted from being as muscular as possible to expressing the most amount of control over my body as I possibly can. So I'm revisiting some calisthenics skills that I neglected. I started training calisthenics 12 years ago, and that took the form of pull-ups, push-ups, squats, and lunges. However, I progressed to weighted pull-ups quite quickly, weighted dips, and I never really visited the handstand push-up, the pike push-up, the one-arm pull-up. I never invested into these as I would have liked to. So now that I'm heavier, I'm focused on learning these movements because I believe that mastery over one's body is the greatest form of fitness. So I'm not really focused on lifting more weight. I'm happy with deadlifting 455 and squatting 365 and bench pressing 275. I have no desire to get those numbers any higher. That doesn't do anything for me. I want to be able to do a handstand push-up and a one-arm pull-up. I think those are far more impressive than just adding weight to a bar. I want to be able to express that control over not just my own body, but my environment. I want to be able to coordinate that level of skill and express that level of strength. So my training has shifted from a bodybuilding style split where I'm training legs one day, I'm training my pushing muscles, and then I'm training my pulling muscles. Now I'm sort of on an upper-lower split where I train my calisthenics skills one day. So one-arm pull-ups, handstand push-ups, all the accessories that support healthy ligaments and tendons. And what I mean by that is all of the connective tissue in your joints. They need an adequate amount of blood flow, because if all you're doing is high intensity, low repetition, heavy work, your tendons, your ligaments, your cartilage, and your joints are going to start to feel the effects, and it's not going to be pleasant. In fact, it will delay your progress because you're not going to be able to recover. So by doing things that supplement the strength of those connective tissues, you're going to make better progress. So some days I'm focused on the strength skills, some days I'm focused on stability, some days I'm focused on getting adequate blood flow to the supporting tissues and supporting musculature. And then on the off days, when I'm doing lower body, I'm doing Nordic curls, Zercher deadlifts, traditional deadlifts, barbell squats, lunges, sprints, and the occasional jogging, but I'm really not a fan of jogging. I'll jog as a warm-up for sprints. I think that's the best way to train your running. I don't want to be a long-distance runner. I just want to be really fast in case, God forbid, I need to use that speed in a life-threatening situation. So that's how I've been training recently, and I'm excited to bring you along for the journey. We will achieve a handstand push-up and a one-arm pull-up this year, and it's going to be difficult. It really is. I love declaring my ambitions and my intention because now y'all hold me accountable. It's not just me saying, oh, well, maybe I'll do it and then I'll try it for a week and then give up. No, I put it out there. Y'all are holding me accountable to this, and I love that reinforcement. It affirms my ambition and says, okay, well, you wrote a big check. Can you cash it? And I truly believe I can. So I will bring y'all along for the journey. And I want to thank you for staying with me through this video. Your support is truly appreciated. The community that we've cultivated is like no other, and I'm extremely glad to have you here with me. I hope that you have a blessed day, and I would greatly appreciate it if you would show your support on this video by leaving a like, dropping a comment down below, subscribing to the channel for more, and turning on those post notifications. If you're interested in my free fitness guide, check it out in the description down below. The last announcement that I'd like to leave you with: I'm creating a community. It is a faith-based, Christ-centered community of men who are striving to become the strongest in their bloodline, spiritually, physically, and financially. I've recorded courses on nutrition, on achieving proper recovery, avoiding injuries, optimizing your sleep, supplements, steroids, avoiding pornography, overcoming addiction, overcoming anxiety and depression, developing communication skills, building healthy relationships, managing your finances, fashion, hygiene, self-care, and much more. So stay tuned for that. I would love to have you as a part of it. Till next time, I'm David Shear. I hope that you have a blessed day.